Hello, my name is Leah. Welcome back to my channel and welcome into 2022. As it is the first week of January, I'm obligated to make my annual goals video. I think that's pretty much a guarantee. And this year, excitingly enough, I actually have my 2021 goals video in order to reflect on, see how I did last year, and kind of use that to reevaluate what the plan is for 2022. If you've been watching my quarterly goals videos from last year, I think we already know that there's going to be a lot of no's for things that I did not actually get done in the year of 2021. I was a little ambitious, so I am curious to see what I told the internet I was going to do in this video, because I haven't actually watched this since I uploaded it. I have been kind of rechecking in with those goals as the year went along, but by the time quarter 3 and 4 went along, I had pretty much abandoned my original list of goals. Let's just get into reviewing 2021, and then after that, I'm going to share with you what my goals are, writing and otherwise, going forward for the new year. Also, can we talk about brown hair? We've evolved. And also, I had the side part in this still, but I've embraced my true Gen Z nature and have went with the middle part.
So I wrote, in 2021, I want to focus on building a healthy foundation for my life and career. I want to invest my time into making healthy habits that balance work, hobbies, relaxation, and fitness to set myself up for success in the future. So for me...
Okay, I think overall, if I had to look back on this past year, based off that statement alone, I would say that my 2021 was a success. I feel like even though I know a lot of these goals didn't come to pass the way that I wanted them to, if my goal was really to just set up foundations and to have something to build off of in the future, 2021 was definitely good for that for me in the individual goals and also just in the goal setting itself, because I kind of learned my limits a lot more at this point. I was still kind of getting used to working from home full time for myself, and I was still trying to figure out how to balance all of that, but now I feel a lot more comfortable knowing what I can accomplish in a day, knowing what I can accomplish in a month, and I think I'm going to be making much more realistic goals in 2022. I said these were realistic, but I didn't really understand why or how, because I'd never set goals in this way. But yes, if we're talking about foundations, then we are definitely a-okay with how 2021 went for me.
And then I kind of bullet pointed some abstract goals that focused on the why of what I'm wanting to accomplish. So 1 is to build the foundation for my writing career. 2 is to grow my
foundation for writing career. I think yes, because I've worked a lot on my books, and again, I've learned kind of how I work and my limits, and I've stretched myself a lot further writing-wise than I have ever in the past. What am I saying? I don't know.
2 is to grow my author platform.
We did that on YouTube, so that was nice. Thanks guys for being here.
3 is to create healthy habits to foster a balanced lifestyle.
We're still working on that one. We're still working on that one a little bit.
4 is to find ways to incorporate non-monetary hobbies.
I feel like I didn't really do that in 2021, but I also don't feel lesser or feel lacking in that either. So I'm not sure if it's a failure. I definitely leaned into gaming in 2021, which I am really enjoying. So I guess in that sense, that's a non-monetary hobby.
And 5 is to make income on my writing or editing skills.
I did that in January 2021 by starting my Fiverr account.
I want to complete 3 revisions throughout 2021.
3? No, sweetheart, no. My plan was to re-outline the first couple weeks of January, and then February, March, do a revision, and then, get 2 more done by the end of the year. That didn't happen because of that freelance work that I started doing. I got very distracted by that, and again, I was trying to learn how to balance that plus writing plus just life in general. I spent the first basically half of the year working on Project Shadows. It took me until I think early May to reach Act 3, and by the time I reached Act 3, I was just kind of done with it. I had basically been working on it ever since October, which is a long time to be working on a book, and I just didn't want to. I was getting really discouraged and I needed a break from it, so I put it to the side and then picked it back up again in September, finished my revision, sent it to beta readers, got it back, and I'm currently working on a second revision of Project Shadows, which will be done actually pretty soon because I'm in Act 3 of that now.
One of which is going to incorporate beta reader feedback, and I want to
Did
work
do
into
that.
a place where I can begin to query agents.
Okay, yeah, I did plan to query agents last year. There was no way that was going to happen. Period, end of story. None of my books were actually ready for that. I thought I had enough time to get them ready. That wasn't the case.
Another thing is I tried not to make any of my goals reliant upon other people. So I would like to get an agent and, pursue traditional publishing, but my goal isn't to get an agent because that is contingent upon someone else accepting me. So my goal is to query agents. The thing that I can control in that situation is to put myself out there and hope that something comes of it.
Good job, Leah. That was a good little note there. That's the same kind of mindset I'm going into 2022 with my goal setting. I'm only setting goals that I can control, which is why I've never set for myself subscriber goals, Instagram follower goals, getting an agent, those sorts of things that are dependent on other people making a choice and making an action. I'm only setting goals that are actions that I physically can take, because how else am I going to accomplish the goals if I'm not the one in control of doing the thing?
I also want to work on another book, which is what I'm currently working on right now, researching and brainstorming for. Number 2 is to grow my author.
Work on another book, researching and brainstorming for. Oh, I know what that is. That's Project Bone. I haven't really talked about Project Bone on my channel very much because I haven't really done much with it. I did want to write it in 2021. I have not wrote it, and I haven't really done much in terms of outlining it either. At the time of filming this, my brain was thinking of it as a YA, but I've kind of shifted into thinking of it as more of a middle grade now. And that's definitely something that I want to be thinking about in 2022, although I don't think I'm going to be writing it in 2022 either. After I started kind of doing more research and digging deep into that, I was kind of starting to realize that it was the kind of book that needed a lot more research and care than some of my other ideas, and so it's something that I'm going to let stew.
Platform, and this is kind of a sub-goal that feeds into building the foundation for a career. I'm not on any of my social media, including YouTube. I'm not on it for the sole purpose of gaining a following that I can sell my books to. If that's the sole purpose, this would be kind of boring to make videos because no one really watches them right now.
Aw, I wonder how many subscribers I had at that point. I think it was 100 something. Now we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is mind-blowing.
I want to continue posting weekly videos on my YouTube channel and maybe at some point step that up to 2 videos a week.
Yeah, so I did continue with my schedule of 1 video a week through 2021. I attempted in February to do 2 videos a week, and that fell apart very quickly. And then, as I recently talked about, I did do 2 videos a week in October as part of my batch filming experiment. I've kind of just settled on the fact that I'm a 1 video a week kind of person. There are some people who can post 2 videos a week and have really solid, engaging content for both of those videos every single week, and that's just simply not me. I just don't have the ideas to sustain that, and I don't want to be posting stuff that's not valuable in any way and not engaging, I guess, just for the sake of posting 2 videos a week. Also, I just realized I'm wearing green in this and I'm wearing green in that. This was not intentional.
So I kind of want to swallow my pride in 2021 and actually, have some sort of fitness routine.
Yeah, I don't have a routine. We're working on it. That's all.
I also have a reading goal of reading 36 books for the month.
I think I meant for the year for that, because 36 books in a month is a lot. I did not, in fact, reach that goal. I read 18 books in 2021. So those are all of my 2021 goals and how I stacked up against that. And now we move on to 2022. I'm going to shift this a little bit so that I'm not weirdly off center. So like I said, I had my word of the year for 2021, which was foundations. In creating some of these goals, I decided that my word for 2022 is going to be stewardship. So essentially what I want 2022 to be about is me using my resources and opportunities in good, healthy ways. I want to be a good steward of my own health, my career, the relationships I have, etc., etc. So if last year was about planting seeds, this year is going to be about watering them, if that metaphor helps clarify. In full transparency, I spent a very long time in like November-ish trying to find a planner that I liked, and I stumbled across one called Moxie Life, and I very much wanted to buy it, but I couldn't justify spending $80 on a planner, so I did not, and instead cheated by watching videos of it on YouTube and writing down their like goal setting system. So I'm going to be using the Moxie Life goal setting system this year in order to kind of keep track of my goals. And then if it's something that I like, I will be buying a planner next year. But full transparency, this isn't my system. I wanted to give credit where credit is due and kind of just like call myself out for cheating a little bit there, but yes. This system has 8 categories of your life where you are supposed to break down your goals. So I'm just going to go through all of those, starting with personal. My first personal goal kind of ties back to what I had in 2021 about leaning into non-monetary hobbies. This one is to make time for gaming, which is to play an hour every week. That's not like oh, I have to play my hour of gaming every week. It's more of a if I want to thing, but I think having this goal will give myself permission to waste time playing games, basically. Because there are times, you know, where I get busy and I kind of just feel guilty if I'm spending time doing stuff that's not productive in terms of what I need to be doing, but that'll just like create some space for me to feel okay with that. My second personal goal is again the read 36 books a month, and I really actually do want to reach this goal this year. Books have always been a huge part of my life, obviously. I feel like that's just the case with every writer. They've always been entertainment to me, and they are entertaining, and it's still definitely a form of escapism and downtime, but I also just really need to place some importance on reading books over watching Netflix because like if I want to be a writer, I have to be reading books. Like there is no other choice there. I really want to place some importance on actually reading 36 books this year, and I'm only gonna hold myself to that just because that's a number that I didn't reach last year, but ideally I would like to read even more than that. And then my last personal goal for the year is to record daily gratitude and a weekly scripture. Basically, just in general, I want to be consistently thinking about what I have to be thankful for and being reminded of what actually matters. The next category is fun. The first goal on that is to limit my time on social media. I would like this to be 1 hour a day, minus any stuff that I need to be on there for like making a scheduled post, replying to certain comments, that kind of thing. Not that social media is my job. There's an element of social media that kind of ties into what I was talking about last year about author platform stuff. There are elements of it that are personal and elements of it that I'm trying to treat like a professional thing, if that makes sense. Second goal is go on a vacation because we all need one after the past 2 years. Number 3 in fun is to initiate one social event / outing a month. I am an introvert. That's the only explanation needed for this one, but this is a way that I want to invest in my relationships a bit more, is not wait for people to come to me, not wait for people to text me. I need to be the one to take that first step every now and then, just so people know that I do want to hang out with you and I do want to talk to you. Because I feel like it's very easy for me to just slip into staying alone in my apartment and not talking to anyone ever. And then lastly, under fun, is to block out at least one free weekend each month. Schedule this as a free weekend, and if anything comes up, say no to it. This is something, especially at the end of 2021, that was just exhausting for me, was not having a free weekend. And even if the weekend was going to my in-laws' house or hanging out with friends, even if it was free time, just doing something was exhausting for me. Again, I'm an introvert, and I think that will be very good for my mental health because it will be fun to be doing nothing. The next category is work and learning. So here's where all the juicy writing stuff will come up. I didn't include the first thing I will be accomplishing in 2022 because I'm already like mostly done with it and most of that work happened in 2021. But the first thing I will be finishing is a draft 2, aka a revision 2 of Project Shadows. I also would like to draft 2 other books this year. And this is a 0 draft. This is a rough draft of these. Right now, I have a middle grade book and Project Fire as those 2, but I'm not gonna hold myself to those specifically. I want to be flexible with what those are. And same as last year's goal, one goal for this year is to query agents for Project Shadows, which is a lot more attainable now that I've done significant revisions on it. And that one is going to take precedent over the drafting of the 2 books as well. Next under work and learning is to take a writing related class. This is another one that I already have plans for. I purchased Maggie Stiefvater's class, so I'm planning on doing that at the end of January, which I'm very much looking forward to. And we'll be making a video about to take you guys along as I go through everything. And then as a I guess a sub goal for the read 36 books a month is under work and learning I have read 6 writing craft books. So that is what it is. It's read 6 of the 36 books need to be writing craft books. The next category of goals is relationships. So I have go on 2 dates a month because me and my husband have been absolutely terrible about actually going on dates now that we live together. We're around each other all the time, so we're like, why would we go out? We're both introverts too, so we just need to go on more dates. And even if one of those dates is stay in and have a movie night, we just need to actually plan time together. My second one is to call my grandparents once a month because they both live in Texas. Well, both sides of the family of grandparents live in Texas, and so I very rarely get to see them. I just want to make sure that I am engaging in a relationship with them, even if I can't be there physically to be with them. They're all doing pretty good health-wise, but you never know, And I don't want to look back on my decisions right now whenever they do pass and regret not talking to them more. Category number 5 is health and wellness. So my first one for that is to create a regular workout routine. Sounds familiar. And specifically for this one, I said by the end of the year, I want to be doing something active 5 days a week. I need to start being more active with writing and gaming and reading being my top 3 hobbies / things that I do, and YouTube. It's too much sitting. It is way too much sitting. Number 2 under this is to learn more vegetarian-based recipes. I would like to try 2 a month. I am definitely going to be an omnivore for the rest of my life because your girl likes Texas Roadhouse steak. But I think there is definitely some good health reasons to incorporate more vegetarian stuff into my diet. And also just consuming less meat in general is better for the environment. So I just want to be working on those things this year. My third goal under wellness is to incorporate 1 new eco-friendly habit each month as well. This isn't a personal wellness thing, but it's a global wellness thing, I guess. So I thought it fit under the health and wellness category. And I'm not going to shoulder the responsibility of the tons of waste that big corporations make, but as an individual, I would like to be doing my part. And I find the idea of just suddenly flipping on a switch and being totally 0 waste and totally eco-friendly is just a little bit overwhelming. That's a lot to change, especially just in the way that we consume as Americans and the way that we are provided the things that we need to consume. So this was my way of kind of breaking it down into a more manageable thing. And then as the year progresses, I'll be progressively adding more and more eco-friendly habits. Category number 6 is spiritual growth. So I have 3 goals in this one. Number 1 is to read scripture every day. I'm a Christian and I just started a plan to help you read through the Bible in the full year. So ideally I will have read through the Bible entirely by the end of the year. Number 2 is to pray every day. This is something that I have not done good at, and it's something that I have resisted in making it a habit or putting it on a goals list for a really long time because it's always kind of been you shouldn't need it to be a habit to pray to the God that you claim to love. But I really want to hold myself accountable to that so that it becomes a habit. And then I don't have to think about it after a while. And in doing that, it will just strengthen my relationship with God. And then number 3 is another subset of the books thing. I would like to read 6 Christian books this year. So the majority of the books that I will be reading will still be fiction, but I want to read 6 writing books and 6 Christian books. Category 7 is financial. My first goal for this is to be more generous. This isn't something I could put a number on or a specific this many times a month thing on, because it's sort of a joint decision between me and Cameron, anything that happens with our money. But we both have talked about how we want to, in the future, be more intentional about giving gifts and helping people out and stuff like that. So that's a goal for 2022. And then also financial is to save for an international trip in 2023. I just want to go somewhere, y'all, and saving for an international trip takes a long time, so we're gonna start doing that. And then the last category is physical environment. I just have some general things under here. I want to make sure any decor or household things I'm buying are things that bring joy and can be used in other spaces slash a future home, because we're not going to be in this apartment forever. So I don't want to invest money on stuff that only fits this apartment, only to have to throw it away later. Tying back to the whole eco-friendly thing too. Number 2 is to finish projects within a week of starting them, because I have a bad habit of halfway doing things and then not finishing. Number 3 is to deep clean the apartment at some time. I just need to like do the things that you don't think of on a daily basis. And then number 4 is to keep a regular chore routine. I'm gonna be making a schedule for this one. That is a lot more goals that I would normally have made, but the Moxie Life system kind of like forces you to break down and focus on your life more holistically rather than just your work or just your financial or whatever. I am going to be continuing with the quarterly check-ins this year because they were really helpful for me in kind of learning where to pivot and shift where I need to, but I also think that I'm going to be doing better this year at actually sticking to my annual goals. But that is all I have for you today. Let me know down below what some of your annual goals are for 2022. I would love to hear. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!